And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Profile Pod TV. I am Andy Anatomical, and I am excited for another episode of Profile Pod TV. Last week, some of you may know that we had some technical difficulties, so we had some challenging times trying to get on. We weren't able to launch the podcast last week, and hopefully we can get back with our friend Ricky J. Robinson of the Real Word Podcast. So shout out to him. So we'll try to get reconnected with Ricky in the future. So in the meantime, we have an awesome episode in store for you tonight. We have special guest, and then we have a mystery special guest coming in for just a brief amount of time. So before we get into all of our guests, I like to do the shout outs. And our first shout out goes out to Penelope Ray's Boutique. Rachel Loetta, congratulations on the launch of your podcast. I'm so excited for you, so happy, and it's been a long time coming. So, ladies and gentlemen, check her out. PenelopeRaysBoutique.com is the website. And she was on here a couple weeks back, maybe about a month now. And by the way, it's the most watched episode of Profile Pod TV. We've done 11 episodes. This is the 11th episode, and she has the most viewers. So her particular episode. So let's see if our guest today can outdo her. I don't know. Let's do it. Let's see. But yeah, she's a big shout out to her. Congratulations, Rachel. Hope good luck to you on the website. Hope things are big things coming for you. Okay. Also, big shout out to Renegade, the rapper out of Washington State. She's doing big things, and we are going to collaborate in the near future. She's going to be on the Profile Pod here in a couple weeks. So I'm proud to say that. Just want to announce that. And so looking forward to that. And Renegade the rapper doing big things. Check her out on Instagram. Check her out on YouTube as well. And last but not least, big shout out to my son, Rene Zaldivar. Last weekend we had his going away / graduation party. He's heading out to Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona on a football scholarship. And I am proud to say that he's going to do that. So proud father here. Shout out to my son, Renee, and the class of 2020 as well. All his friends were in the house the other night, and we had a great time doing keg stands and all kinds of shit, man. I went back about 25 years. No, I'm not that old. 20 years. And it was fun to do that. So big shout out. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to subscribe to this podcast on YouTube, Profile Pod TV. Appreciate the support. So go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget, click that little red button that reads subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and at Profile Pod TV. All right. So don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts as well, under 90s Galore. Okay. So, damn, I got to catch my breath. Man, I got all kinds of stuff going on. I'm you can see I was painting. I'm moving in 2 days. So some of you may remember I've been announcing that. Got a lot going on, man. So, but here we are at the Profile Pod TV. So let's get to our special guest of the evening. This gentleman, we first met a couple months ago at the beginning of this whole quarantine thing on Instagram. We met. I was having one of those social hours. I was hosting a social hour on a Saturday night, which, by the way, I got to do one of those again. Those are fun. Great for networking. Great for social hour. Great for having fun conversations, meeting new people. Anyways, maybe I'll do one this weekend. Shit. This guy is he's outlandish. He's funny. He's wild and crazy. Very interesting guy. He's doing big things on his podcast. He's over 2,000 followers on Instagram. He's got his podcast, General Public Podcast is the name of his. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, straight out of Toronto, Canada, Mr. Bam Bam, General Public Podcast. How are you, sir?
Hey, thanks for having me on, Sugar Tits. 90s galore. I love it. Love the 90s. I miss it. It's actually General Public Podcast Randomness with Bam Bam.
There it is. Randomness.
That's how you find it.
All right. Thank you for clarifying that.
And just before we start, I see you're going live. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you know what? And that's what makes it fun, man. That's what makes you so unique, Bam Bam. Thank you for being here, man. It's been a long time coming.
Thanks for having me, brother. I was like, couldn't wait for this one. Counting down the days. Like today, I thought we were going on 2 hours ago because I'm too much of an alcoholic at this moment. You know, quarantine. So I fucked up the hours that I'm sitting there 2 hours ago. All my setup is here. And then I'm messaging you like, yo, we're not going to go on for like 2 hours. I'm like, huh. Okay.
I figured you were so excited or you're just super punctual, bro. Either way, man.
No, I'm always late. This time I'm like, yeah, I'm finally early. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm really early. Hey man, you missed a word in the show notes that you gave me there. You said I was how do you say this? Boisterous?
Boisterous, yes.
Boisterous. I like that a lot. Oh. Noisy, energetic, and cheerful, rowdy. That's a person, man. Event of behavior. That's the definition. I'm going to use that somewhere in my description.
Hey, Thank you. You're welcome, bro. And I think that's what makes you unique, man. That's what makes you Bam Bam and makes your podcast so good. And, you know, but man, thank you again. I can't thank you enough. How's everything in Toronto today, man?
Toronto? You know, it's not, I don't go to the city. I'm staying away from that. They're doing all their riots. Peaceful riots though, like we're not like you guys in America. They're doing the whole statue thing, but you guys are next level because it originated from there. So I'm not American. What you guys are doing, I don't really have an opinion because I don't live there. I've never seen it, so I don't understand what's going on. You know, and there's journalists and people who've been following it that let them speak about it.
Yeah,
because they will say it best.
Exactly, man. I like what you said. Peaceful riots. They're nice riots.
For now. Yeah. You never know.
Damn,
like
man.
We've had shit happen here too, and I don't want to get into that. It's all over the news. You know what I mean? Anyone who turns on the radio is going to hear that shit all day. When they tune into a podcast, they want something fresh, something that they aren't hearing. So let's give them that.
Exactly, man. Give them something optimistic, right? So something cheerful. And happy, you know, I don't want to hear about all that shit. Like
I got something cheerful. You, because your name is 90s galore, so you must know this. So this is the theme. What is that?
Oh man,
you know it. I know you know it.
You put me on the spot.
I just watched the last night. They made 6 movies. I'll give you a hint. Tackleberry.
Oh, Police Academy. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome, man. Those are great. I love Police Academy, man. Mahoney and Hightower. Yeah. Who's the guy that makes all the sound effects?
And then I forget what the fuck was his name again.
Michael Winslow is his real name. Yeah.
Remember the crowd riots the car and he's like, we're gonna arrest you, and then he's like, give me the microphone. He's like the machine gun, and everyone's like boom, that was all shit. So yeah, no, that was a good movie. Actually, I never noticed before, but Kim Cattrall, you know, from Sex and the City.
Yeah.
She's in there. She's in part 1. I'm like, yo, she's so familiar. And then it hits me halfway through the movie. I'm like, oh shit, it's Kim Cattrall. What a difference.
What character does she play in the Police Academy?
Mahoney's girlfriend.
Oh, that's right. Oh my goodness.
That's her. She's probably in her 20s or something. 84, that movie was done.
Oh yeah, the first one, huh? Part 1. She was hot for sure.
Oh yeah, still is. Yeah. She went from a sugar mama to a gilf grandmother. I'd like to fuck.
Hey man, so big shout out to Andy G killing it.
Andy G,
right? And I met actually.
My boy.
I think I met you guys at the same time, man, on that same Instagram live.
You met him first, and he was like, "Yo, you got to like tune in live with that 90s galore, man. He does this live thing. He's like, it'd be fun, right? I'm like, okay. And then we met.
Yeah. And then you and I went on what do you call it? We started chatting on Instagram.
That's right.
Remember that? And then,
I was kind of, yeah. I remember, not detailed too much. He'll come back to
sober,
me.
Man. You were sober.
No. That wasn't. I'm European, man. I look sober, but inside I'm not.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, that man. It seems like so long ago, Bam Bam. You know, that was at the beginning of. I was mid-March, late March, and I mean, here we are, almost July. It's only 3 months, but it just feels like forever. Shit, yeah. Man. You know,
time's flying by, man. It's going.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, so I was listening to your latest episode with Weed, man.
Weed, yeah, man. The Weed Man.
The Weed Man. I love that name. You know, and he smokes a shitload of weed in Aruba, where it's illegal, right?
Yeah, I learned that from him. It's illegal down there, and he's been fighting to get them to legalize it. He's one of those. He's protesting the weed over there. An enthusiast.
Yeah, he's leading the cause over there, huh? Pioneering.
Yeah, he's one of them, man. I don't get it because it's a small island. You'd figure a lot of people come there. It's a warm climate, so it would be super easy to grow. Why don't you just fucking grow it and sell it to the locals? Use the money for the economy.
Right.
It makes sense, right? Like Canada, legal. It's legal. We're in Canada.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have fucking tropic trees and beaches and shit. Like people like smoking weed, but I mean, an island makes more sense, right? Use it, chill out, island life. Right. All the guy. Go look at his Instagram. He just listens to old 90s, 80s rock, smokes fucking ton of weed and shit. You know, sometimes he posts a picture of his naked girlfriend, but that's
No, I was gonna say shout out to our weed, yeah.
It's kind of what caught my attention. He had this one picture where he was like had the camera up and you could see down and you see this like hair in his midsection. And I'm looking at the picture, I'm like,
bush, right?
Is that a fucking bush?
Yeah, I heard the podcast. Yeah, I heard that.
And then, so you heard it, but then the hair was straight, and I'm like, I know what that is. That's you know. So, go.
Hey, I don't.
Whatever, I don't man.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you? I don't know if you guys got into. How does he get his? Does he grow his own weed or what? I mean,
I think so. Yeah, I think he grows his own weed over there. He's been arrested a ton of times. He says the cops know him and shit. They always get him. You gotta. I don't know if he brought it up in that episode. You got to hear about the little situation he had with a Colombian.
Oh man!
Was that in that episode or no?
You know,
that part.
I listened to about the first 20 minutes of that episode, and you mentioned something about the Colombian, but yeah, I didn't get to that part.
Yeah, he basically something happens with the Colombian. The Colombian's in the wrong, but when the cops showed up, they arrested him instead and tried to blame the Colombian shit on him. Like. I'm like, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Man, that's a good story there, man. You've done a few episodes. Was this your second episode with our weed?
No, first episode, but it was an hour and 40 minutes. So I chopped it up into 3 parts. I'm going to release the other parts like later this week. Yeah, so.
Because I remember seeing him about a month or two ago on your Instagram. You posted something. Am I? I don't know if I'm mistaken. Maybe it was just. Yeah, right.
Just a little video snippet, you know.
Okay.
I meant to post it earlier, but I got a little set back on a few things. I was redoing my whole podcast setup because I was recording through Skype and then recording on external recorder. The bit rates and stuff like that weren't matching up, and I had to manually do this editing, and I was getting so frustrated. Now I just released the audio I cleaned it as much as possible. The audio with him is recorded straight from Skype, but I have my new setup, so I only have 2 more guests I'm going to release that way. Because an hour and a half chopping up every waveform, you know, of my audio and his audio just to make it all match up for an hour and a half is so much work. And I finally nailed my setup to the point where it's all going to hook into my external, my computer's going to it. My mic goes to it. Everything goes to my external, and it's all going to record in one spot. So basically I just got to tweak the sound quality, you know, to get it where I want, and then it's ready to go. That's it. I don't want to be sitting here chopping up like you know, my audio like a fucking short film. Like I want the conversation's there. You know what I'm saying? I want to make it sound good. I want to get it out there, and I want to spend my time trying to find more people to talk to and promote myself. Because if you record it right the first time, why the fuck do you have to edit?
Exactly, right? It makes sense. It makes too much sense, man.
I spent an hour and a half talking to him. I don't want to do another hour and a half fucking chopping it. I'll listen to it after just to make sure it's all good, but I can do that in my car.
Right. No, I'm glad you got it all dialed in, man. Sounds good.
Oh, yeah. I'm good.
The other thing, Bam Bam, about your podcast and the similarity with 90s Galore, is I do a segment or a spin-off, if you will, of 90s Galore, and it's called The Random Show. And you and I have kind of touched on this before. Mm-hmm. And you have randomness, and I have random show. I thought that was kind of cool. There's little parallel. And I was, I mentioned to you where I said, we should fucking just go on a rabbit hole, see where it goes, and see where it ends up. But maybe we could do that later on in today's episode. What do you think?
Oh, definitely we can do that. Give me a second. I just fucking spilled beer on my table like a retard.
Oh
God. And it's not good because I have my tablet right next to me.
Oh man.
I'm just trying to think of what t-shirt I want to wipe it up with.
Hey,
there we go.
If it's any consolation, I spilled like half a bottle of paint today in my garage.
Nice.
Hence the fingers and the paint on my hands, and oh man, I'm such a klutz. Such a fucking klutz.
You're not a klutz, you're a man. Real men have paint on their fingers.
That's right. I was doing real man's work, man. Right?
Yeah, actually, I was gonna bring that up is like 90s stuff, Kay. Uh-huh. So here's one I'll throw at you quick. I've been thinking about for a while. Don't you remember back in the 90s, girls wore tight pants and guys wore baggy pants?
Yeah.
It flipped. Now girls wear the baggy pants and dudes wear the tight pants. How did that happen?
I don't know, man. That's some kind of.
I started wearing baggy shirts again. I started wearing the bracelet again from my punk days. Fuck that, man.
There you go. That looks familiar, man. That bracelet.
It does, man. The studded bracelet. I got a studded belt. It feels good to wear it. I got guys like, yo, man, isn't that so 90s? Exactly.
Yeah. By the way, Bam, we have a special mystery guest. She's going to make a cameo appearance. So she's going to tune in. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll enjoy our mystery guest. And so we'll stay tuned for her to come on. But in the meantime, I want to get into general public podcast, randomness with Bam Bam. Bam Bam, when did you start your podcast?
Actually, this is a good one. I wanted to start it back in 2015 because that's when I got really into it. I was working a job down in the city. I was traveling on transit for an hour and a half. I was listening to like 3 podcasts a day, right? Because that's like 3-4 hours of just traveling back and forth.
Yeah.
So that's when I wanted to start doing it. So I started recording myself on my phone. I actually got to find these recordings. I want to post them. I can't talk for shit. Like I would just try and talk to my phone and I would like stutter and like I couldn't think of what to say. And I was like, it was terrible. I didn't have this kind of flow of me talking like this, right?
That's hard to believe.
I would record myself every day. I would listen to radio and a topic would come up. And so I just talked to my phone about that topic. And I went from not being able to do 2 minutes to being able to talk to my phone for a full fucking 10-20 minutes. No problem. Right.
Just talking to yourself?
Just talking to myself.
Into the phone. Okay.
Into the phone. And that was the plan at first. I just wanted to do mainly myself and just talk about certain things that I was interested in. And then it went from that to like in 2016, 17, I started getting more into it. But 2016 and 17 was along the lines where I was getting really bad in my addictions and I kind of it got in the way. And I self-recovered in 2017. And then 2018, I started thinking about, you know what, I want to talk to people, right? Mm-hmm. So I got my buddy who's a doctor and he used an alias in my podcast. So we talked and it was great. And then I started thinking, there's more people I want to talk to. I want to talk to anybody. Okay. Anyone who's doing something. And I want people with details. People are going to tell me things. You know what I mean? I just recently had 2 pretty big guests. They're coming out in the next couple of weeks. I got a WWE wrestler, which has been wrestling professionally from 93 to 2004.
Really?
Yeah, that was a good one. It was a real good one.
Can you give us the exclusive on Profile Pod TV here, or we have to wait?
No, I don't want to give names. I want to wait. I want to wait till I put them out. If we do it again, we can bring them up. It's not that. Well, could I? Should I? I already did the recording. Sure. His name is Go look. You know what? Go look him up, because then you could see who he is, and then you're gonna hear him on my podcast. His name's Big Vito. Look up Big Vito WWE.
Okay. I have a friend who's a huge WWE fan. Since the early '80s. Anyways, so Big Vito, awesome, man. Looking forward to that.
I got an exclusive. I got Big Vito.
Thank you.
You know how I got him?
No, tell us.
He liked my podcast. My buddy's like, yo, you know you have a wrestler following you. Andy G. Messaged me. I'm like, yeah, I saw that. And he's like, why didn't you ask him? And you're like, you're right. Why not? Like, I'm not a wrestling fan, but I'm like, you know what? It would be cool to talk to him, see how this guy is. I've never talked to a wrestler. Well, I did once at Wonderland, like when I was a kid, but like a flowing conversation.
Yeah. Man, that is awesome.
I like entertainment. Tell me about the entertainment lifestyle. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. One of my favorite podcasts was Joe Rogan and Macho Man.
Oh, man.
Did you hear that one?
No, I haven't, man. I got to hear that.
Oh, you got to listen. That is one of the funniest fucking podcasts I ever heard. You know, Macho Man was, or no, sorry, it wasn't Macho Man. It was Jake the Snake.
Oh, Jake the Snake.
Yeah, he had Jake the Snake on. Sorry. Jake the Snake was like, because he had the snake in a box, he was smuggling all the drugs for the wrestlers under his snake. Just like little things like that he was talking about. I was like, get the fuck out of here, really? That makes sense, though.
Yeah, Damien the snake, right?
Yeah, he had a bunch of snakes. He had cobras, pythons, all kinds. Actually, I think he got a new snake every 6 weeks.
Wow.
You got to listen to that podcast, man. He tells a whole bunch of shit. And you're like, wow.
Have you seen the documentary Beyond the Mat? It came out, I want to say like 97, 98. Beyond the Mat. Check that. They feature Jake the Snake in there. And he's like, man, they tell his story a little, and he's kind of just all banged up, man. Just kind of, trying to find his way. And he's wrestling in these tiny venues. And anyway, so you got to check that out, man. It's a good documentary.
So I got up on my screen right now.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the
Vito,
podcast happened. Yeah, Big Vito. After Big Vito, I got a Red Bull sponsored mountain bike rider from France.
Awesome.
That guy was fucking chill as fuck. I love talking to that guy.
From France?
Yeah, France. Even Vito, man, he was awesome to talk to, but he was very like firm, like yeah, but he was good. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot. I got some things out of him.
Definitely.
Little things.
Yeah, and you've had some really, really cool guests. I don't know, maybe about a month ago, the gentleman who was in a tragic accident or an accident.
Brendan Mao.
Yeah, and he battled back, and he was in the hospital. He was hospitalized for.
No, he had pancreatic problems. What happened was they went into a surgery for kidney stones the first round, and they fucked up his pancreas. So and then they had to get him a new one, and then it wasn't working. He had like dude went through like 9 surgeries, man. He had to get crowdfunded and all kinds of crazy shit. Like go listen to that story. Go listen to him and how okay he seems after all that going on, and you tell me if you have any more problems in your day. Yeah,
seriously, man. Damn. Yeah, so you got some really good stuff, man. But that's a cool story, Bam Bam. You came from that. I mean, geez, you weren't able to hold a conversation, or was it a thing about? Were you shy? Were you kind of embarrassed, or
kind of? I just didn't know how to talk to it, right? Like I'm into doing, like when I was younger, I was in film and television, and I always loved to be on camera and stuff. But to like when a camera was on, I could turn on, and then now I started like just talking to a mic, and it was kind of awkward, right? Because I'm like, who the fuck am I talking to? But that became a lot of fun. It's like, fuck, go listen to my podcast. Raccoons are Canadian. I just talk about all the experiences throughout my life with raccoons. Did it on my own.
Wow. Yeah, you've come a long way, man.
Yeah. And then I meant to have my podcast up in 2016, 17. Like I said, I had a nasty addiction, and it really messed things up, man. I lost my energy, my mind. I lost motivation, and it just tore me apart. And then one day, as I got over it, I self-recovered. I snapped myself out of it. No one did it for me. And then it says, I'm going to hit this podcast thing real hard. And that's it. I'm gonna make it. And I did procrastinate a little bit from last year, but now this year, like, I'm fully into it, educated. I got my whole setup going on marketing. I got, like, the thing that really hit me was when I looked at my analytics on my hoster. I have downloads in Germany, Russia, and Netherlands. And I'm saying, I got fans in Europe. What the fuck? So now I'm really pushing to get, like, the most random shit and most random guests and stories going on, man. I got to keep it up. I love those numbers, man.
Man, I tell you what, man, this podcast.
I want to entertain.
What's that?
Yeah. No, I just want to entertain, man. I want people to be entertained. I want them to listen. I don't care if they think I'm an asshole. If you fucking laugh, it's not a waste of time.
Exactly, man. Hey, Bam Bam. So we have our mystery guest here. Let's go ahead and check in.
Check in. I am kind of loud, I guess.
Well, yeah. We're still waiting for her to get on.
You're waiting for her? Okay.
Well, yeah. She needs to. Let me let her know. But yeah, man, that's amazing, man. I think, and you got close. I mean, you're over 2,000 followers on Instagram, right?
Yep.
So that's impressive, man. And I think, I think when we met, you were still, I think, you were over 1,000, but. I mean, 3 months ago, man. I mean, you came a long way already with as far as followers.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's I listened to the podcast, and there's no. It's not. I'm not surprised, man, because you're entertaining, you're engaging, interesting, everything that needs to be, everything that makes up a good podcast, man. Like, you got it, man. So
I love it, man. When that recorder turns on, it does something else for me. It's a new high. It's a new high.
Yeah, but I'm glad to hear that you've put all that stuff behind you as far as the addictions or whatever. I think you mentioned that stuff, something like that. It's behind you, and you're going forward. You're evolving. You're growing.
Yes, ma'am.
You're growing. You're improving on a daily basis, man. I can't emphasize enough, man, because again, you've got. For the last 3 months, man, it's like, holy shit. The general public, man.
Yeah, I'll wait for the next few months from now, man. I got a fire under my ass, and I can't wait.
It's like a household name.
Bam, bam, general public. Yeah, that's right, man. That's what. Well, I saw in your show notes you wanted to ask me why I call it general public. That's what I am. I'm not famous. I don't want to talk to famous people. Sure, I talk to the wrestler, but I mean, like, that was cool to talk to him. He's in the entertainment field, but he's a down to earth guy. You know what I mean? I'm not chasing famous motherfuckers, like just to make myself look better. I want to find your average Joe that's just doing shit that like that no one really hears about on the regular. It's just so, like, different from everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, the wrestler, like, how many people do you know wrestle? The Red Bull rider, how many people do you know do the Red Bull ride? I talk to them like they're my buddies on the phone or some shit. It's not like an interview, where you're watching on TV and they have their scripted answers and stuff like that. It's just a conversation, man. It's down to earth.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of podcasting, right? Doing your own podcast, you can do it however the hell you want. You're free to structure it and say whatever the hell you want, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that again, man, that's what makes you. Everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own, to each his own, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely. So how many episodes are you recording per week right now, Bam Bam?
I'm backed up 4 episodes. I'm going to be posting an episode a week from now, and I got about 10 guests ready to go.
So you record about 4, generally speaking, 4 per week, or maybe a little less.
I wanted to get them up recently, so I'm backed up on it. But now I'm getting more consistently where I'm getting them out by the week. I'm gonna start doing them weekly. But now that I just have them backed up, I just have to post them. And as I'm posting them, I got these others, and I'll talk to them whenever they have the time to talk to me. And I'll try and get in 2-3 in the week, and then I'm, if I have 2-3 in the week, I'm already ahead 3 weeks.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty good, man.
And then that way, those 3 weeks, when I'm posting one episode per week, I'm going to be sitting there talking to someone else, or looking at who I'm going to talk to next.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I got something for you that's coming up.
Go ahead.
I'm talking to somebody about an ostrich, and I'm gonna steal an ostrich egg.
You're gonna okay? Tell us more.
I don't want to tell you too much, but all I'm saying is I know someone who farms ostriches, and they told me I can steal the egg. Now, I know what you're thinking, all you animal rights people. Oh my God, that's inhumane. You can't steal the mother's egg. This is normal practice. If I don't do it, the farmer will.
Good point. So what are you gonna do with the egg? I mean,
I'm gonna eat it. She's gonna cook it. I've had ostrich before, man. It's fucking delicious.
No shit.
Yeah. The only problem is that the damn thing's probably gonna attack me. I have to put on full gear. Like, I'm talking like hockey with this chest plate thing that has like plates in it, because there's like a 9-inch claw. The thing's like a fucking raptor, and it's gonna go for my stomach.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe you could find some kind of full ostrich, costume, maybe to kind of.
I'm gonna put the dinosaur costume with the fan on and run away with this fucking little.
There you go.
Yo, man, I can't put on any costume. This thing runs he goes from 1 to 75 kilometers in like 3-4 seconds, man. I need to fucking go, and I'm gonna zigzag, because they don't zigzag too well. So you're gonna be like with a football, and we're like, fuck.
I see you've done some research on the ostrich, huh?
Oh yes, I have. Yeah, I'm obsessed with like animals and like their little weird traits. I actually found a trick of how to handle them. If they come at you, you grab them by the middle of the neck and you push them sideways, and they kind of lose balance.
No shit.
But you better get him before he fucking puts his beak into your forehead.
Yeah, man. Those ostriches are big, man. They're the biggest bird on the planet, right?
They're fucking 9 feet high.
Is that how tall they can get?
9 feet. Damn. Yeah. Damn. Fuck him. Fuck you. I'm sorry. Ooh, it's nerve-wracking, but I'm gonna do it for the sake of entertainment and for experience. You ever watch Fantasy Factory with Rob Dyrdek?
Fantasy Factory, yeah.
Yeah, and he had episodes like, one day he's like, what do you want to do on the episode today? He's like, I've always wanted to experience what it's like to get attacked by a tiger. I've wanted to experience what it's like to get bit by a shark. And when I originally wanted to ride the ostrich, but apparently we don't do it in Canada. And she says you can if you train to do it. If you're not trained, it's gonna mess you up, man. I don't want that trouble. But she goes, but I'll let you take the egg. That's an experience. All right. Egg's $50. She says if I steal it and bring it back to her, I don't have to pay for it. So either I go there and buy a pre-stolen egg, or I just do it my self. So, and it's an experience.
And if you get that ostrich egg, I imagine you'll have breakfast for like a week, right?
I got to bring some friends with me. The egg's like fucking like this big. It's huge.
I know, right?
It's like a soccer ball.
Oh man! Hey, Bam Bam, we got our mystery guest here. So let's go ahead and bring her in, ladies and gentlemen. We have our mystery guest here to announce her. Well, announce her launch of her website. We mentioned her earlier. Rachel Loetta, PenelopeRaysBoutique.com. Congratulations, Rachel. How are you?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Finally.
You made it.
Hi, Bam Bam.
Hey, what's going on, Rachel? I've been seeing your pictures, and now I can put a voice to that face.
All right, there you go.
All right.
Hey, Andy, side note, didn't behind your parents' house have like an ostrich farm? Like there was ostriches back there behind Little Matt's house?
She was listening.
I know there
I
were.
was.
Yeah,
I had you guys. I was like, hey.
I know there were peacocks back there. I don't know about ostriches. If there were,
Oh.
yeah,
Same shit.
yeah, right. But yeah, we're talking ostriches. We're talking all kinds of good stuff. Rachel, congratulations on the launch of your
Thank you.
Your website. I keep saying podcast. Your website.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Jeez.
It feels good. I hated the process of it because I don't know like coding and all that, but I'm learning something new, so that's a good thing. I always like to learn new things. I got a bit frustrated with it, so at times I was just like, I need a freaking drink. But yeah, it did help. It did help. But yeah, I'm glad that it's up and running, and now it's just adding everything else to it. So for the most part, everything's on there.
Awesome, awesome. No, I'm really happy for you. I'm excited.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's been a long time.
I'm excited too, Rachel.
Yay!
Yeah. You get a bam bam for that. Bam 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 bam. Okay.
Awesome.
Bam 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 bam.
Yes.
I gotta get one of those. I gotta get a club, man. Fuck.
Yeah. I'm surprised you don't have one.
I know.
Sorry, lost you guys.
The cartoon Bam Bam and Bam Margera from Jackass are the inspirations to that name. Because when I look at both of them, I'm like, that is so mean.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I relate to all that shit, man. I swear to God.
Bam Bam you got to get them on now.
Who's that?
Bam Margera?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's quite possible.
Yeah.
You never know. I would love to get Bam Margera.
Yeah, Bam Bam was like, he's going to be famous here soon, so maybe it'll be easier for you to get him on than myself.
Buddy, I ain't your typical guy. Like, Johnny Knoxville is my idol. Rob Dyrdek is my idol. Travis Pastrana is my idol. Tony Hawk is my idol. You know? Guys like that. That's what I look up to. Guys who are fucking just doing things. They don't give a fuck what happens to them. They're just doing it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No fear, that's for sure.
Yeah. There's your inspiration, huh?
Mm-hmm. And the Flintstones.
Bam Bam and Bam Margera. I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Rachel, how is everything going smoothly so far with the launch today?
Yeah, for the most part, it took a while because I don't know why it was like right before things start to go off. You know, it's like pause or it just wasn't. I didn't get to launch right at noon, but it ended getting, going off. And then I already got some orders, but there was like missing tax and missing shipping. And that's what happened when I did the soft launch. So I thought we worked that all out. So I don't know. I had to go back in there real quick and fix that, but I already knew what to do from the first time. I'm just like, I don't know, things that you think you fixed, they weren't. And, I guess that's the whole process of when you go live. It's a learning process. So, but it's definitely exciting that now that it's here, it's a stress reliever. Like now I don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sell things. So you said you sell things. I was looking at your site there, clicking on your link, said a lot of event stuff too, right?
I do. Yeah, I'm an event planner, so I do parties and weddings and quinceañeras, sweet 16s, anywhere from small parties to backyards to big extravagant weddings or just little house parties or dinners. Because some people don't want to have to. I know a lot of people could do it themselves, but they want to be a guest as well and not have to worry about it. And that's what I do is take that. All their stresses for them, and so that way they can enjoy their company and the party itself and not have to worry about all the little things. I could take care of that for them and worry for them.
Damn straight. And then
I have the boutique where I sell little girl items and hair things. And
stuff. I know lots of people that sell boutique stuff on
and then
Etsy.
I want to expand. It started off with one thing and now it's just building, like adding little things here and there. So I'm incorporating it all together just under its own little subsections. And hopefully soon, by next month, I want to have my t-shirts as well. But those are going to be for adults. So those aren't going to be kids they're gonna be like the sarcastic T-shirts and stuff.
Oh, when are those coming out? Are they out already?
Hopefully by next month that will be added too. So we'll see how that goes.
Send me a shirt.
No, I don't have those out yet. But so hopefully by next month.
Next month.
I will.
I love
have to make a
t-shirts.
Bam Bam one, huh?
I love t-shirts. I love them.
That's awesome.
What?
No, I was gonna say I got to get one of those t-shirts. Let me know when they come out, Rachel.
Do you guys know Major League the movie?
Yeah,
With
I
Charlie
will
Sheen?
definitely let you guys know.
You remember Joe? You remember Jobu?
Yes.
yeah.
I just spent $60 online for a Jobu t-shirt.
What?
It says bartender, pour Jobu another shot.
Jeez, is that American dollars? I mean,
I think it was 30 something. 30 something American. Can't want to convert it to turn in like 50 something bucks.
oh, okay.
I don't care. It's Jobu, man.
Up your butt, Joe Boo. All right.
Oh.
Hey, Joe Boo, bartender.
Joe
Hey,
Boo.
bartender. Joe Boo needs a refill. Remember that? I love that movie, man. I love that.
Don't touch Jobu shot.
Yeah. But yeah, Rachel, man, I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to see where you're gonna go with this keep saying podcast, your website.
It's a business.
I know. I guess I need to start a podcast too.
There you go. Yeah. Well, maybe maybe there's.
You guys keep hinting to me.
Yeah.
Everything, event planning.
I'm predicting your future, Rachel. I think you're going to start a podcast here soon. I think it's a subliminal thing or something. I don't know.
I think I will. You guys will all have to be my first guest.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I don't know, because like events for families and weddings and stuff, people like when they hear me, they're like, "What the fuck?" Like, yo, this guy's just gonna pop out of a cake all naked, wiggling around and shit. Woo!
Oh man. Well, yeah, it's not easy. Are you Bam?
Some people want that.
That's true.
Hey, if they tip good, why not, man? I'm at that age where I'm starting to look at like very mature women. Seriously, I want a sugar mama.
Bambi, you're not married, right?
What? No.
Okay. And Rachel, I know you're not. Hey, let me tell you, it is.
You think a married man would wear a shirt like this?
Well, yes, it depends.
I have fucking Johnny Depp tattooed on my arm.
Yes.
Holy shit. That's real.
Of course it's real. Hold on, wait. Let me fix this.
Oh, wow. That's
there it is.
That's real. he drew it on before he got on.
It's not rubbing off.
Hey, man, you've been working out. I see the biceps coming in too.
I work out.
Yeah, all right, bro.
And then
man, you just want to show off the guns, huh?
Yeah. Cool.
Are those legal in Canada? Those guns, man?
I got a permit.
Lifting those beer mugs,
I know, right?
They're heavy.
Oh,
hey, Rachel.
God.
Rachel, I have a question for you. I was talking to him about this earlier.
1, 2.
It's my workout. Squeeze your hands. Anyways. Hello? So now you have your...
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You say what you were going to say, and then I will continue. You were first.
No, he's doing the 12-ounce curls, right? 12-ounce curls.
You're funny.
Oh my!
I went on a 30-kilometer bike ride on Saturday.
I saw you had some of your footage you posted on Instagram.
Yeah.
You guys follow each other, right, on Instagram?
Uh-huh.
Right? Yeah. And Rachel. No, let me say something real quick, Bam. I was telling Bam Bam and I were talking that I first met before you came on. We first met on the social hours that I was doing at the beginning of this quarantine thing. I was doing those social hours on Instagram Live. You remember those?
Oh, your mixers?
Yeah, mixers. That's right. Social hour mixers, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, the mixers that you had.
Yeah, and then that's where
those were fun,
right?
That's how I met the other Andy. What is it, Andy?
Andy G.
Andy G killing it. Yeah. Shout out to Andy G. I like
fucking toy. He's the toy collector.
Yeah, Mr. Comic Master extraordinaire. Huh?
Guess why he's collecting? Guess what inspired that? Who inspired that?
Let me guess.
You're looking at him.
Was it you?
Yours truly.
That's right.
Are they yours?
They're not mine. No, he's got his own collection. But like when he
I
saw
love
my
when you
collection
get
and things that
your-
I was collecting, he was like, he starts fucking going out there and he starts sending me all these pictures. Look what I got. Like he started to compare with me and shit. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. So, so I collect too, you know.
Oh, so
Dolby.
I love I love when you unbox your stuff. I love it.
oh, that's awesome.
Thank you. Dolby will put on your socks
When
for
you get
you.
your stuff, Bam Bam, and you unbox it. I love when he does that.
I just get all fucked up with it, start throwing shit around and start like screaming, yeah! I actually I did an unboxing today with my tripod. This is the tripod I'm using right now. Oh, speaking of which, sorry, that's the recent video I posted.
I did not see that. Sorry.
My phone is sitting on that tripod right now. I did a video of it. Since you brought that up, this is amazing. This is perfect timing. I got something else in the mail. I don't even know what the fuck it is, so I'm going to do it right now with you guys.
Well, I love when you do it. They're exciting.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah! I'm ready.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
I
love it. Let's see. Is that
Here, break
Amazon?
it before.
I know, right?
Man, this is so,
You said-
Bam Bam, are you there?
This is so stupid. I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I know you went all quiet. I was like, "What's on? Hold on, let me sanitize." I don't know. There's like a sticker from Jamaica, in the United
Is that
States.
what you got? Oh, I thought you ordered that.
You got sanitizer. All right. Hand sanitizer. Hey,
I was feeling the bag. I was squishing it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I completely forgot. It's my vacuum filter.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Hey. I know you have a dog, right?
No, I actually put him down about a month ago.
That was exciting.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No. It had to be done. He was a pug. Pugs live 8 to 10 on average. He was 14 and a half. What kind of a fucking pug pulls through that long? You know how many times I was looking at him? I literally I just come home, I'd stare at him, like, how much longer are you gonna hold on? You know, it sucked. I gave him a good life. He gave me a good life, and I'm looking to get another one soon. Not a pug, but I'm looking.
But I noticed you put on you posted you were petting a dog on one of your posts recently.
Yeah. The St. Bernese was at the beach that I was at Saturday, and then the corgi is a family friend.
Okay.
You know,
so not your
lots
dog,
of we're love dogs, love.
Yeah, my boxer's gonna be 8 on July 5th.
I love boxers, so much energy.
Oh yeah, man. He's he's
jump
real.
Really.
Oh yeah, they jump high, man. They jump high.
Yeah, they jump high. I'm surprised. Hey Rachel, here's what I was gonna ask you. So when all this COVID stuff started happening on the radio, a lot of event companies around here, like you get down payments, right? So you got an event coming 6 months down the road, so you're gonna take a $10,000-$20,000 down payment, depending on the size. When all this COVID shit happened, there was no clause for COVID for pandemics, and they were trying to keep the money. Then people were like, you want to keep my money? Okay, well, and then they call the radio blasts the companies on the radio. And next thing you know, the next day, the company gives back the money 100%. They're like, okay, we're sorry about that, blah, blah. Because there are some clauses in the contract.
And they're not going to go to them next time.
No. Well, I think they did. They were like, oh, I've been going here for 20 years. But a lot of companies were trying to take advantage. They were trying to say, hey, we didn't see this coming. This is not our fault, so we got to keep the money. But there's nothing in the contracts. There's no pandemic clause, right? So you having your events company, you're obviously going to be taking down payments, right? But you don't know if there's going to be a second wave. So are you going to have a clause where you're going to be like, okay, listen, I'm taking your down payment, but if a pandemic does happen around the date of your event, I'm sorry, I have to keep at least 20-30% of it for time served or something. Are you going to do that, or are you just going to give it back 100%? Did she just freeze?
You there, Rachel?
No, I'm going to give back their money because it's going to be postponed. No, can you guys not hear me?
No,
I can hear you now.
You're good.
Cut out
Can you
for a
not
bit.
hear me? Are you guys fucking with me?
No, you're good.
No.
Oh.
You're good, Rachel. Loud
No,
and clear.
I'm going to I do take a retainer I do take a retainer, but if something like that happens, I'm gonna give them their money back unless it's like all my work already has been put into it. We could postpone it and do something later with everything we've already worked on. It's just I would give them their money back because I know what it is to be in those situations as well. That's just not, you're a human being just like them. It's like it's not fair. It's not. It's out of their control as well. So no, I would give it back. And plus, you want that return customer. So
I know, but now this is a thing. Another wave could come. This is a real thing. So like, I'm wondering if companies.
Now what?
I'm sure companies are going to do that. They're going to put in a clause saying, "Listen, I'm sorry. If another wave comes during that time, we're keeping an X amount of percentage. We'll postpone it and we'll work with you then. But we have to keep something, right? Because the initial setup, you are spending a lot of time, right? So you got it not constipated.
Yeah.
Not constipated. Oh, fuck, the word. Compensated. You have to be compensated for your time and preparation. Okay. I think it's a little fair to keep a little bit. As long as you're going to work with them later.
That's true.
I mean, definitely. I do have it in there that I do have, like, if for any reason it's terminated, like it does, I do have set hours. So because I do track everything, they would only be charged for the hours that we put into it. But if it's something like contacting the vendors or something that they needed, I would definitely reach out to them as a courtesy and see what we could do to hold that or postpone that, because you do have contractors that you got to work with as well, the photo booths or the bartenders. Like, you don't know what if they want to keep their money too. So I would work with them as a courtesy and see what I can do to help them get the money back on that and maybe pay it later.
See, I was thinking of getting back into like
another contract with them, saying like, hey, this is what we paid into it.
Because I used to do events photography, red carpets, all kinds of shit. I was thinking about getting into photography again. But then when that happened, I'm like, Jesus Christ, if I take all these down payments and have all these jobs booked, and then all of a sudden this happens again, I got to give it all back. Like, it's going to completely fuck me up. So I don't know about that, man. I think it's time to really push for the podcast, get my sponsors, man, make this my life.
There you go. That's a good question, Bam Bam. I like that. Is the wedding?
I agree.
Are the weddings back on, Rachel, or are we still on? Everything's still on pause as far as the wedding industry?
No,
COVID.
Everything's still on pause. As far as my events, a lot of them have been pushed to 2021. So all my events this year and even parties got postponed. Like, they were either canceled or postponed. So I gave them back anything they put in, because I do on my invoices, I have they could do payments or pay a lump sum, or pay, depending on the party, pay up to 30 days after, but depending on what kind of party it is. Because if it's like, you don't want to be like, have a party and then just gyp you after the event. So I have it where they could pay in payments and stuff through a site, through the Square site. So that actually makes it easier. But a lot of my events got pushed to 2021.
Oh, okay.
Which is still fine, because I mean, they'll be there, and none of them are conflicting dates, which is great.
Good.
So
good. Yeah.
So meanwhile, I'll have the boutique. Yeah.
Right. There you go. Now, I mean, now you got your website going, and then your podcast soon to follow. Yeah. No, but you know what? You could just seriously like start a cool podcast on like wedding stuff you've seen at weddings, stuff you've seen at your parties. The behind the scenes. Yeah. I'm serious. Like, all the madness that goes on.
All the stuff that.
All the drunk people.
Yes.
Etc. Yeah.
Those are the best. Yeah. Because when I'm working, you're just watching. You're just like, wow, I'm glad that's not me. Or it's just a good time. You're just like, I want to be friends with these people. Yeah. I got to be friends with them after. I'm coming over.
I got you a story from a wedding behind the scenes.
A lot of that, actually.
You want
one? Yeah, go.
So because I used to do that, right? When I did videography, photography, I'd flip from events to this, to that, to promo videos, music. I was doing it all, man. Dude, I hung out with Charlie Sheen. I met Dee Schneider. I hung out with half the Dragon's Dens and Shark Tank, all kinds of motherfuckers. Trailer Park Boys. We hung out a bunch of times. Like, it was crazy shit. Anyways,
Wow.
So when I did weddings, right, I never drove. It was always the guy I was working with. He would drive. He didn't drink. He didn't care. I drink. I'm doing the videography for the wedding. You know, right in the morning, the wedding party's like, have a drink. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? You paid for me. You're paying.
I think I see where this is going.
A lot of people, when I say that to them, they're like, dude, you got to be professional. You got to do your job. You shouldn't be drinking on the job. I'm like, well, the bride and groom paid for me, and they're the ones giving me the shots.
Gave me the drink.
Kind of loosens me up and gets me more social. Come on, guys. Oh, like, you know how hard it is to talk to 30 people and have the balls to do it? Have a couple of shots for sure. Come on.
I think that's where I don't have a problem.
Well, I don't, but the drinks help. The bride says, here, have a shot.
Yeah.
I even said to the bride and groom, like, you do realize I'm working? They're like, we paid for you. Drink with us.
Yeah.
So
point.
It's not hard to say no. It's not hard
I
to
never question. I'm like, sure.
98% of the weddings I did, I got hammered at them because they made me drink with them. Maybe not in the morning, but like afternoon or later. Fuck yeah.
Like
so where I was getting
the last part of our video is cut off.
Yeah. No, it was the best part because the last part of the video was the dancing. So you're jumping around. It looks like a club video. You know, so where I was going with this is there was one time I was on a rooftop with the bride and groom and the groomsmen and one of the what do you call the lady bridesmaid. And I was talking to them, shooting the shit. Yeah. We're having drinks. And I pull out gum and I go to the wife and I'm like, it was like the Excel whiten your teeth gum, right? And as a joke, I'm like, hey, would you like a piece of gum? It whitens your teeth. And then all of a sudden the husband goes, nah, she's gonna get her teeth whitened later tonight.
She don't need that.
Jeez. She doesn't need teeth whitening gum, man. She's gonna get all the white she needs tonight later on. I love that couple, man. Now they're gonna have a good life. That kind of sense of humor running around. Fuck yeah.
Are they happily ever after? Still?
I don't know. I haven't seen them since. Oh, I think so.
Like, oh, they got divorced last year. No. Oh man, yeah. Weddings are a trip, man. I was gonna say earlier, you guys aren't married, but I am, and let me tell you, organizing a wedding is freaking insane. It's insanity. It's insanity. I didn't do most. Yeah, thank God my wife did it. But that's where Rachel that's where you step in, and
yeah, exactly.
You know, that's the service you provide, and that's a great service, man. I mean, that's because there's a lot that goes into it.
When it comes down to it, like I'm sure your wife was stressing probably, like if she did it all, like it's hard to keep everything in line. Well, and you keeping in contact to make sure everyone's there.
I was just writing checks. I mean,
hey man,
she's like, don't worry about it, just sign it.
Yeah, right. So she wasn't stressed at all.
I gotta say though, I did it for a few years here and there. I rarely got a bridezilla. I was shocked. I was like, when I was doing weddings, I was like, fuck, I wonder what this bride's gonna be like today. 97% of the time, man, they were super chill. Everyone was just chill. And I was like, I am shocked. After years of doing it, I was like, I am. And then the one time I get like maybe 5 times I got a fucking bridezilla, and they were monsters, absolute monsters. Where I was like, keep the fucking money, I'm leaving. Yeah. But I didn't. I finished the job. I still got drunk.
Yeah.
You know. But I like it's amazing how many nice people. I guess it's the happiest day in the world. But then you watch TV shows and they make it out to seem like weddings are all like bridezilla type shit. And it's not like that at all, man. Yeah. People, I
haven't had one.
You haven't?
I have not had one, not one bridezilla. The thing is, it's more of their like mothers or their sisters or whoever they have like that's really close to them who are like more stressed than they are. You can tell they're stressed, but they're trying to stay calm and just make sure everything's in its place, or everybody has their job to do. But it's mainly like their mothers or, the family members who are saying like they're helping. Like it's mainly their family members who are more stressed than the actual bride themselves. If somebody was responsible for something, then that too usually is more stress out of the parties.
Yeah, no.
The guys never have to worry about the guys. Never.
They're in their element, right? Most of the time.
Tell them where to
partying.
be. I've never had an issue. Yeah.
See,
Yep. Just tell them
here's-
where they got to be and have their stuff there.
Yeah. Put your suit on and be there at.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
it's real life podcasting.
Yeah.
You meet all kinds.
Mhm.
It's trust me, you're gonna have a lot of fun doing
Uh-huh.
that industry. I don't know how long you've been doing it or whatever, but it's a lot of fun. Meet all kinds. I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite was when I
Yeah.
did a wedding and it was all strippers.
was.
Yeah, yo, you should like the way all the girls were dressed and they're all jacked up and they're just all done up like the hair and I'm sitting there, what the fuck is like a
Yeah.
fucking modeling show? My buddy's like, dude,
You're like, where am I?
Yeah.
the wife, her maid of honor is a stripper, and so is every other maid of honor. I'm like, oh, now that was a wedding.
Sense.
That was some wedding. Holy
That was a
fuck.
party.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, no one got naked.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know,
Really?
maybe because the parents were there and shit, but
I'm shocked. Wow, really?
they wore next to nothing, but they didn't get naked.
Oh man. Well, you would have had a good story right now to tell us if they had, right? But
Yeah. Ooh. So I had fun.
See, those are the things that if I had a podcast, I could have them on. Prior guests.
Yeah.
Like, what was your story?
yeah, exactly.
Especially if it was great like that. Yeah.
I think, Rachel, we're onto something here for you. You know, the makings of and we now we got to think of the title, the name of your podcast. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
What do you think, Bam Bam?
Bam Bam will make. You'll think of a good name.
I don't know. It's up to you, man. How open do you want to be? Like, you got a business behind you, so if you're gonna attach your business to your podcast, you gotta see. Me and is he on this side? He's on that side. Me and Andy Anatomical over here were talking, and I was saying things, and he was kind of like, I gotta watch myself, right? I don't have to. So it depends.
Yeah.
Some people they want to keep it to a level. Not me. I don't, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you are on this side. There you are. So you have a business, and you got to understand that whatever if you're gonna attach your business and they're gonna listen to you, what you say can reflect on your clientele. Some people might not be okay.
Absolutely.
So if you make an alias name, you come up with Man Bam or something. You know, don't fucking tell your clients who that you're doing a podcast. You could just have all the fun you want. Who cares at that point, right?
Yeah, because they won't know.
They won't know if they ever find out. Be like, well, that's not my real name. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, do you think any radio show radio show host uses their real names? Fuck no.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and like half the celebrities out there's not their fucking real names. Charlie Sheen, that's not his real fucking name.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What the fuck is it again? Like, I looked it up recently. Hold on, Charlie
Estevez, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bam Bam, I think he froze. You there, Bam Bam?
He froze. I only remember it because his brother wasn't his brother on like Mighty Ducks or something like that.
Emilio Estevez.
Like, Emilio!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You want to see a real good movie with Emilio Estevez from the 80s? It's called Maximum Overdrive. First movie that Stephen King ever directed, man. That movie's the shit.
Stephen King directed that?
I don't think I seen
That was the first time he directed a movie.
Is that what else?
He was in the movie.
Wow.
What else has he directed? Stephen King?
A lot.
Really?
He did a lot of movies, man. In the 90s, he did The Langoliers. He did the vampire movie. He did all kinds of horror. He's the king of horror, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But Charlie Sheen's real name
he makes an appearance in all his movies, though.
Charlie Sheen's real name is Carlos Irwin Estevez.
Estevez, yes.
So,
Martin Sheen's is dead.
Carlos?
His name's Carlos, not Charlie.
Right. Martin Sheen's his dad.
Yep.
And he took the name of his dad, you know.
But that's not Sheen isn't his real name either. His last name is also Estevez. But that was his, I think, show name or something.
Yeah. And Emilio obviously kept the real name instead of adopting a stage name. But yeah, man, this is man, you guys are cracking me up today. This is awesome. I'm glad you came on, Rachel. I'm glad we're making history
Well,
here.
thank you for having me. Even though.
No, of course. No, thank you for coming on. This is a milestone here. You launched your podcast, your website, and here we are. The day you launched your website.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about it. We you came on this show.
And it's been a month since I was last on with you.
Yes. And like I mentioned earlier, and like I told you before, your show is the highest rated episode for Profile Pod TV. And so, yeah, congrats to you on that.
I think I'm going to take that title for you, Rachel.
Bam Bam's determined to take the title.
Thank you. Thank
you know what? Even if I do take that title, you're part of this episode. So technically, I'm not taking the fucking title because you're in here. We're gonna have to split it.
That's true. That's a good point.
It's okay. I don't want to be the biggest.
I'm
I just
okay
want
with
to have fun. Hey man, now if Rachel's gonna stay on here, Rachel,
that's what it's about. Is having fun too.
Yeah.
I got some real fun right now. You ready, Rachel? When were you born?
Okay. What year? What?
What year were you born?
The truth or my lie?
Did you live in the 90s?
Penelope. When was Penelope born?
Forget about when you were born. Did you live through the 90s?
Yes, I lived in the 90s.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So I bet you there's a ton of motherfuckers who didn't live through the 90s.
I was born in the 80s.
Thank God. That's why we all get along so well. So you're gonna understand this, and any young guy who was probably born in the 90s and lived in the early 2000s and started growing up, they're not gonna understand this. But they have it so easy right now, and I'll tell you why. They download their own music, okay? And I'm doing this for you, Mr. 90s Galore. This is pure 90s right here. We don't appreciate music and movies the way we did back in the day. Why? Because back in the day, you know what we had to do to make a fucking mixtape? We didn't just download from the internet and then put it into a file and it's on the phone.
Wait there.
I had a cassette player.
Yeah.
Cassette player. Okay?
Yes.
And what I had to do,
stop.
I had to go around to all my friends who had any cassette, Nirvana, Green Day, or anything that I wanted. Somehow I had to convince them to borrow it. Now I had to take another cassette player and I had to wire them in the back together. And just to record one song, the whole song had to play. It wasn't a 30-second download. You had to let it play from the cassette that was playing to the cassette it was recording to, right? And then you can only record like 9 songs, 10 songs. And then you got to flip the cassette to side B to record the rest of the songs, and then you would write some fucking name like Bam Bam's fucking Mixology. And you appreciated that fucking cassette.
You really did.
You always you cherish the cassette.
I remember.
You like people like, yo, dude, that's a sick fucking mix. Can I borrow that? You're like, no. You listen to it in my fucking car.
That one's mine.
And then even if you didn't like
I
the
wanted
song,
just like one song.
Yeah. And then
if I waited like I would like want one song, you had to like wait there too.
Yeah, you have to put the best songs. You have to put the best songs. You have to make sure every song is something you're gonna like listening to, because there was no forward button like skip to the next, skip to the next. Skip, you know, it was like if you wanted to forward, you had to hit the fast forward button. The tape would go, and then you hit stop and try and hopefully stop at near the end of the song.
Yeah, and then things got a little easier with CDs and burning CDs, and you know you were able to record onto a cassette from the CD. You know,
but even then, not everyone knew. Like burning CDs, like people in my high school would do and sell to you for like $5. New Eminem came out, boom, I'll give it to you $5, right?
Yeah,
walk around the smoking section and shit outside, fucking hustling CDs. But burning didn't become like a real thing until like 2003 or 4. Some people had better computers with the CD drive that could burn. But in 2002 or 3 is when computers started coming out with the laser that would burn, and it comes automatic. It wasn't like an upgrade. So, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like the 90s, because of what we had to go through for our media, we appreciated it much more than today. You could even say that about pictures. We had disposable cameras. You took the picture and literally had to wait days to get it developed.
I always had a disposable camera.
Huh?
Yeah, disposable. Yeah, I had one of them. Yeah.
There were no selfies.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, good stuff.
And then remember your friends, you would pull
I had
out
my
the little
film.
folder with all the
I had
pictures.
like
you'd
10 rolls.
Yeah. But then you'd flip through the pictures with the group of your friends, and
And
they'd
I
be like,
didn't
"Yo,
know
that's a
what
sick
roll.
picture," and you got to go back and redevelop like 10 more for your buddies and shit. God, where'd he
I
go?
remember that. I remember having to save all those rolls. I don't know. He left us. I had to save all those rolls, and I didn't know what was what trip this was. What's on this one?
What's on that one? Yeah, but you didn't. You could
Sorry
take
about
your
that.
strip. That's okay. You could take your strip of your
Yeah,
film, right?
and look.
And put it up to the light, and you could see what it was like in every little
Yeah.
square of
Oh
the
my
photo.
gosh, that was old school, man. And then remember the Polaroids and gosh, it's just but now that's why I appreciate it now, man. I could just go to YouTube if I want to listen to a song, just real quick, go to YouTube, Pandora. There's so many things you could do now to just instantly
That's
listen
true.
to music,
Or
and
find
I
out who it
appreciate
is.
that. Yeah, right. Exactly. You would hear a song on the radio back in the day, right? And you're like, man, who was that? Who was that? You always wanted to know who the heck was that, You would find out like a month later or something, or in a magazine or something.
And getting an album was an experience because you would find out, oh my God, Green Day is releasing their second album. It's going to drop on June 1st. You'd go to HMV or Sam the Record Man. You'd get there. You'd go scour and you go to the guy, where the fuck is the CD? Right? You get there early. You may go, it's an aisle, whatever. You'd like going through it. You'd like, got it. And then you get the fucking rip open the plastic. You open the album. It has a booklet. You clip out the CD. You hit open on your CD player and you put the fucker in. You push it and it goes, and it goes, and then it starts playing. And then you're holding the back of it and you're looking at the CD, the song list. And you're like, okay, this song is this song is that. And then you go up, open the lyrics that are in the book and you're reading the lyrics for the fucking song. And wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Just wow. Like who does you don't get that.
I used to love that. And I'm like,
man. Opening
that's what were they saying? I was saying that wrong the whole time.
Oh wow. We've come a long way. Man.
I love that.
These are things that kids today will never appreciate. The physical value of your media.
Oh no.
Exactly.
Along with everything else.
Right?
And it's just there's way too much material up there.
Work, nothing. They don't know what it is.
It's a short-term memory thing. It's like, okay, when's the next big hit? We used to have songs that would be on the charts and we bump them for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Yeah. Now they're like 2 days later, like, okay, where's the next one? Where's the next one? Next one. I'm the same way a little bit now too. It's like I got not really though. I actually have my go-to playlist and I enjoy the fuck out of them. But it's more. I think it's because I'm older and it's not so much easy to sway my fucking mojo. It's not so easy to get me wet with music like it used to because I'm older and I'm more picky and I'm stuck in the 90s, man.
I love the 90s, man. I love the 90s.
Yeah.
Batman, what year were you born?
85.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you know all about the 90s, man. It was a great decade, man, in every sense of, the music, the movies, all of that, man. It was enjoyable. And I knew Rachel back in the 90s. And I can say that. Isn't that crazy shit? Rachel.
Oh, I found out who the third person.
What's that, Rachel? Say again.
I said I found out who the third person was in my van.
Oh, who was it?
Remember my accident?
Yeah.
Hold on, you guys talk. I gotta take over. I'll be right back.
Oh, go ahead, Bam.
Oh, okay.
It was Gianni?
I was like, I can't remember, but he was.
Oh
he listened, and I told him, how did I forget? Because he was one of the close boys too, and I was just like, how did I forget him? But he was like, yeah, he told me it was me. I was like, I am so sorry. I knew it was somebody else though. I just didn't know. I don't know why. I just couldn't remember for the life of me.
That is unbelievable.
Both of you guys?
No. I'm sorry.
So welcome to the Rachel Show.
Yeah, I know, right? Gosh.
No.
That's awesome. I'm glad we got to identify who that was. Right now we have Ryan
The
Arguello.
missing person.
Yeah,
Hi,
Bam-
Johnny.
I know, right? Shout out to Johnny. Wow, it's been a long time. I haven't seen him in a long time. Right now we have Ryan Arguello from Above the Hook Productions tuning in from Wyoming. I think he's on vacation, but just wanted to give him a quick shout out. Thank you for tuning in. He's from Above the Hook Productions. You know, the guy, he was on a couple weeks
Hi,
ago.
Ryan. Mhm.
Yeah, they go on
The
excursions.
Fisher-
You're
man.
funny.
Bam Bam, you're familiar with Above the Hook?
Yeah,
Have you
know
seen
what?
their
When you
videos?
posted that, I'm like, I remember this shit. I used to watch them on Instagram. I don't know, maybe a year or two ago. I used to follow their shit for a while. I kind of fell off because there's so much out there. You started looking at one thing and then it stopped showing you these things and you kind of forget. But you reminded me. I was like, oh man, I used to watch these guys, man. It's like these guys are like the Mad Hueys of fishing.
Oh yeah, Ryan's
Crazy.
he's tuning in right now from Wyoming. He just wanted to. He's giving us a. He's just saying hi and just tuning in. And
All right, bring them on.
Yeah.
Hey, you can hear me okay, right? I took my headset out because I have to charge my fucking phone.
No, I can hear you. Yeah.
Good. Okay, let's bring him.
I just want to give him a quick shout out.
Did you get your hat, Andy?
Yeah, I did. I wore it. Last episode I wore it. Thank you, Ryan. Quick shout out. They were just on an excursion down in San Diego. I don't know if you follow them, Rachel, on Instagram. They
I do.
I
do. Ever since I saw them on your live.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Great to see. Glad you're here, Ryan. Tuning in. I hope everybody's doing well. Above the Hook is in the house, so maybe we'll get you guys back on in the near future. Say hi to Paul and Alex. So, well, as soon as Bam Bam gets on, we'll start wrapping things up here, Rachel. But I can't thank you guys enough for being here. And like I said, Rachel, you to take time out of your day of launch, it means a lot to me. And I think we'll look back.
Thank you, and thank you for. I mean, ever since
Yeah. Go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
I was saying ever since I started following. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Since you started your mixers, like I started following you, and you connected me with great people like Bam Bam and Andy and Ryan and Above the Hook. I mean, they're awesome groups and people to have on your show. I love it.
Oh,
they're all hilarious too.
Well,
I definitely follow, and they definitely support back too. So I appreciate that, all of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta support each other, man. We're all the general public. Support the general public. You don't have to be famous to be awesome.
That's right. Everybody has an awesome story. Cheers. And that's what this podcast.
Cheers.
This YouTube channel is all about, guys. People doing extraordinary things, right? Be inspirational, motivational. So that's why I started this particular podcast, Profile Pod TV, to have people come on, showcase what they're doing, businesses, entrepreneurs, podcasts, artists, what have you. And that's why I'm here. I'm a man of the people. I serve the public.
Random sick bastards like me.
That's right. Anything you guys before
I
you
love
go,
randomness.
Yeah. Bam Bam, where can we find you on Instagram, or go ahead and plug whatever you would like to plug before we wrap things up here.
All right. Well, you got to go to the General Public Podcast on Instagram. It's just the General Public Podcast, but if you Google me, you got to Google the whole name, General Public Podcast, Randomness with Bam Bam. But if you get to my Instagram, you're going to see it, the profile picture. I got green Hulk gloves. That's me. Go down into my description, click on the link tree. It will get you into every single platform, whichever one works best for you. I'm on it, all of them now. I've done it. I've even, I forgot to fucking post it. This is a good one for me. This is big. I've been accepted to iHeartRadio.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Took some time, but I got there. I'm on.
Congratulations, man.
I'm on all the major platforms: iTunes, Pocket Cast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and a bunch more. Go check me out.
That's exciting.
This guy, man, I'm telling you, telling you, Rachel, we got a future star on the show here right now, and I'm
No,
humbled.
thank you.
I'm
Thank
humbled.
you.
Bam Bam, man, thank you so much for being here today, man. And I'm gonna continue
No,
to.
thank you, man. What a blast. I love talking to you, man. You have like this sexy, smooth voice, man. It's very enlightening to listen to.
Oh.
And that fucking smile. Look at that smile. I wish I had triplets like that. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man. Jeez, that's very kind. You're very kind, man.
You're a fucking stud. And don't let anyone tell you any others.
Thanks, brother.
Mhm.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Rachel, thank you again. You know, go ahead and plug. Where can we find Rachel? On Instagram, on the internet. Go ahead and plug what you'd like to, where we can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Penelope Ray's Boutique, one word. I'm on yours Instagram, so you can find me on there too. Just follow that, and under the description is my website as well. And even if you just go on Google and put Penelope Ray's Boutique, I pop up there as well, to both the Instagram and the boutique. So all one word.
Awesome. There you have it. I am in the presence of two heavy hitters, two superstars right now, and I can't thank you guys enough. You know, so maybe we'll do this again soon.
Thank you.
You know,
Maybe. We will.
we will. There you go. We
course
will
we
do
will.
it again.
I
Of
keep
course.
telling
that.
you need to have a mixer.
Yes, I know, Rachel. It's just right now. I mean, I was telling Bam Bam.
Mixer.
Yeah, I'm moving on Thursday, Rachel. I don't know if you're aware of that. I'm moving.
Oh.
Yeah, it's only a mile away from where I'm moving to, but still, you know, I got to pack everything. You know how it is. Moving's so fun. You know, doesn't take any time. It's you know, it's effortless. Shit, yeah, right. So I got a lot of good stuff going right now, but as soon as I get settled in, you know, but maybe who knows? I'll say F it, and let's do Saturday. Shit, you know, but I need you to hold me accountable. You know, hold me accountable on that. So,
all right.
And yeah, well, that's a great idea.
I will.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Bam Bam of General Public Podcast Randomness with Bam Bam. And Rachel Luetta from PenelopeRaysBoutique.com. Congratulations once again on your launch. For myself,
yes,
thank you for tuning in to Profile Pod TV. Don't forget to subscribe to Profile Pod TV, this YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Under 90s Galore. Check out Bam Bam. Check out Rachel. Support their causes, support their businesses, their podcasts, because they are awesome people doing big things. And don't forget, if you want to appear on this show, DM me, hit me up on Instagram. Let's get you on here. Let's showcase what you're doing. Again, people doing extraordinary things is why we do this podcast. So let's get you some screen time on the pod. And what am I missing? Anything else? Bam Bam, you are awesome, bro. I love it. Are you gonna smoke that thing? You're gonna smoke?
I was smoking inside.
Oh, you're inside? Okay.
We used to smoke inside everywhere in the 90s, my friend. We ain't there anymore.
I know, man. Okay. You guys are the same way in Canada, huh? They outlawed all that stuff.
no.
Personally, I don't want to, man. It fucking makes everything stink like ass. It fucks everything up.
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
back then I didn't
That's
care, but
true.
like, I don't mind
man.
smoking outside. It's okay. At least I don't smoke as much.
Oh, God. Yeah. Anyways, well, thank you guys so much once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a blast. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for being here. If you're here live, everybody, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate your being here. Until next week, we will be back for another exciting episode of Profile Pod TV. So tune in. Don't miss out.
Profile Pod TV. Profile Pod TV.
I like that jingle. I like it.
Maybe Profile Pod TV.
Oh, for Rachel Luetta and Bam Bam, I'm Andy Anatomical saying so long from Profile Pod TV. We'll see you next week. And always remember to take it easy. Cheers.
Later.
Bye.
Awesome.